Okay, so the six families got together, and we made a statement that no one can refuse. The six leaders of the six main seminaries in the Southern Baptist Convention, they got together and they produced what I can only assume they think is a superior statement on social justice. And in the statement, each president says that they believe in the Baptist faith and message. Congratulations. And they declare that critical race theory is incompatible with Christianity, but also the Baptist faith and message. And I saw this was received with many mixed reviews, and I understand completely why this would be met with mixed reviews. And I honestly feel mixed about it as well, and I'll explain that in just a minute. I'm not going to go do a deep dive on this because you can read it for yourself, and it's a pretty straightforward statement. Each president, explains what their goal is in this statement and all that kind of stuff. And I got to say that this is, when you read this, you need to understand this is very carefully worded. Like, they worded it this way, and they probably thought long and hard about it. There was probably a lot of hand-wringing and all that kind of stuff. Because let's just face it, when you're trying to please everybody, you need to put a lot of time into making sure that you word it properly so that the conservatives are happy, but also the liberals aren't too mad, because one of the prime directives for leadership in Big Eva is to not piss off progressives at all costs. That's one of the prime directives of the entire project at this point. What I thought particularly interesting was Jason Allen from Midwestern Baptist Theological Seminary. I'll let you read it, and I'll, of course, link to this in the description of this video. But I thought the last sentence was most interesting. He says this: "Unfortunately, the problem of racism still exists, but critical race theory is not a biblical solution. We must be a people who stubbornly fight against both racism and critical race theory while fighting for racial reconciliation and the truth of Scripture." That is worded genius for someone who is really trying to do what I think is very, I don't want to call it duplicitous, but very, very sneaky kind of work. I think this is a sneaky statement from Jason Allen because it helps him to not have to fight against Resolution 9. Because if you remember, Resolution 9 said it's a useful analytical tool. Or what did that guy say? Analytical tool. Like, so he's saying it's not a solution, but yeah, but this is the play the entire time. Well, I'm not saying that critical race theory is a solution, but it helps us identify what racism is, and unfortunately, no, it does not. Not only is critical race theory a bad solution, it is also a bad analytical tool, obviously. And the problem that we have here, Jason Allen, and this is a video directed to you, because out of all of the presidents, I think that you have the most guts out of all of them. Unfortunately, you're in the guild, and you're still one of the members of the family, and you never go against the family. But the thing is, though, Jason, like, you also promoted a statement that called the George Floyd killing racist, and unfortunately, that is inappropriate. That was a sin to do that. That was bearing false witness, and I would argue that the only way that you could come to that conclusion is through the use of lenses that are taught and promoted by critical race theory. If you look at the George Floyd incident, when that statement came out that you promoted, unfortunately, that you participated in this critical race theory project, either unknowingly or knowingly, and it doesn't matter, because I think you kind of know that, and you want to be able to hold on to that kind of thing because you know it pleases progressives, maybe. But you want to say, well, it's not a good solution. So I use critical race theory when I'm analyzing analytical events, but I'm not going to use it as a biblical solution. Well, that's not good enough, Jason. Unfortunately, that's not good enough. You need to actually reject the entire thing. You need to come out strong against Resolution 9, because Resolution 9 is a poison pill that everyone in the SBC swallowed, in part due to the cowardice of the six families, including yourself. So, Jason, this is great. I'm glad that you are against critical race theory as a solution, but you can't engage in critical race theory the next time a black guy gets shot by a white cop. You just can't do it. You can decry the killing if you'd like, if you think you're a better police officer than them. That's fine. I have no problem with that. What you cannot do is call something racist that you don't know is racist. That's not appropriate for any Christian to do, much less a leader in the faith. And so this is not good enough, guys. Like, you can't just come out against critical race theory in theory, but not get specific. You have to get specific. What specific teachings are unbiblical, and what specific teachings do you think are acceptable for a Christian to embrace? I would love to see that kind of thing. Now, I don't think that'll ever come. I don't think the six families have enough guts for that. If anyone does, it's Jason Allen, but I don't even think he does. And the thing is, I'm not alone in this. Like, even good guy Neil Shenvi says this. Like, we need specifics on what are the unbiblical teachings. It's not enough to just say critical race theory is unbiblical. There is massive confusion in the pews, and I hold that at your feet. It's your fault, Jason Allen and the rest of the five fathers. It's your fault that there's this much confusion because you've allowed this mess to continue for years. You said it in a tweet today. You eagerly signed this statement. You didn't eagerly sign anything, and this is the good part about this, guys. There's one good thing about this statement. There's actually two. One of those good things is that we forced them to come out with this statement. All of us together, not just me, not just my friends, all of us together, all of the people that put pressure on them on social media, all of the whistleblowers, Tom Rush, Russell Fuller, we forced them to make this statement. They didn't want to make this statement. There was nothing eager about it, Jason. Let's just be honest about that. You weren't eager. If you were eager, you would have made this statement years ago. You were not eager, but you did it, and this is all to our doing. This is why they're attacking social media right now. John Piper's doing it. Russell Moore definitely is as well. Al Mohler's doing it because they know that they were forced into this mainly by dudes on social media. Good. So this is great. This statement, one good thing about it is it's an admission that our tactics are working. Continue them. Double down. Do it more than you were doing it before. This is all good stuff, guys. One more thing is good here. Even if these six presidents of the seminary are unwilling to get specific on the actual teachings of critical race theory that they're coming out against, even if they're not going to do that, maybe they will, who knows? I don't think so. I wouldn't put any money on it. Even if they're not, though, we can refer back to this statement to expose the hypocrisy of these seminary presidents. Al Mohler's right-hand guy engages in critical race theory on video. We have it on video. We see it. We have audios of it. His teachers teach critical race theory in his seminary. We know it. We can look on YouTube. It's very easy to do. So we can continue to refer back to Al Mohler's statement here and say, look, this guy is teaching critical race theory at Al Mohler Seminary. Al Mohler said it's not compatible with the scripture. I know he's not going to be specific. I'll be specific. What is this duplicity? This is a forked tongue. This is bearing false witness. This is lying. This is sneaky. This is propaganda. And we will continue to hammer away at that all day long. Tom Buck is a good example of someone who does this. He does it in a slightly different context usually. What he does is he says, well, we're not supposed to have women pastors. And everyone signed the message, the statements that said we're not supposed to have women pastors. And look, here's another Southern Baptist church with a female pastor. He just revealed another one today. He does this all day long. And so it's helpful to look back and say, you're duplicitous because you say you signed this statement, and yet here you are disobeying it. Look, we are not supposed to determine what someone's faith is in by their words alone. We're supposed to determine it by their works. Show me your faith apart from works. I'll show you my faith by my works. And so Jason Allen, Jamie Dew, Adam Greenway, Jeff Georg, Mohler, and Akin, thanks for the statement. That's really nice. I can say lots of words too, but the thing is, we need to see action here. You don't like critical race theory? It's incompatible with the Baptist faith and message. It's incompatible with Christianity. Then you need to get rid of it in your seminaries. You'll never do it, but we're going to continue to force the issue. This statement is not enough. In months past and years past, you might have been able to get away with a statement like this and say, see, we're against critical theory. But that ship has long sailed, my friend. That ship has long sailed and you know it, which is why you're trying to fight against social media so hard, because you know that it's a bunch of dudes on social media that forced you to make this statement, and you're sick of you getting your hand forced by people that are unapproved, that are uninitiated, that you can't threaten with their careers anymore. Well, guess what? We are not afraid of your stupid tactics anymore. And this, we look at a statement like this as a sign that what we're doing is working, and this is not enough. It's not enough, guys, and we're going to continue to hammer away. In fact, we're going to increase the pressure on you guys because I think we've started to smell a little bit of blood in the water. Anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you for this encouragement, guys. God bless.